My name is Cheryl Cwelich. I am the new Wet Meadows coordinator, watershed coordinator for the Upper Gunnison. The Upper Gunnison River Water Conservancy District is a state entity, and we are involved with all things water related. And so this project is really close to our values of looking at collaborative efforts, cross-boundary, at a watershed scale, and looking at what we can do for Gunnison sage-grouse habitat, for the landscape, and for the livelihoods of the community as well. In 2017, TNC stepped down from coordinating the effort, the Wet Meadows effort, and they stepped down and the Upper Gunnison stepped in. Back over the fall, the Upper Gunnison decided to take a more everyday role in the administration and fiscal responsibilities of the Wet Meadows project. And so we're really excited to get started on our short-term and long-term planning. Let's see. That's back. Short-term, back in January, we have planned out our 2022 season. We are going to be working in 17 different locations across the Gunnison Basin, including Cerro Summit and Silt. We'll be finishing up some of that work in Cerro and Silt this year, just looking at focusing on the Upper Gunnison Basin while also supporting that work in San Miguel and Crawford. We do have some funds to help support a wet meadow coordinator in those areas with our NIFWIF grant. So excited about supporting that this year. We are actually getting started on our site assessments and layout and designs. That'll start actually next week, which is really exciting. And then we'll get started on our field work after July 15th. I love this photo. There's so many great photos of volunteers and other workers out on the landscape, just connecting people back to the land. We've done a lot of work over the last 10 plus years with HICA, with WRV, with so many other groups. And so this year we have a couple of volunteer days with HICA, with WRV. We also have a professional workshop day with the Wildlife Society, and that'll be sometime in August, and looking at bolstering that as well. So just that's our short term. In the long term, we've kicked off some strategic planning. This is the 10-year anniversary of the Wet Meadows project, and looking at the next 10 years as our anniversary, and with transition, just really looking at what do we want to accomplish in the next 10 years. We are using TNC, the Nature Conservancy's site prioritization model, and local knowledge and other models to help drive that planning effort. And part of that is looking at 178 high priority stream miles that TNC identified. And over the last 10 years, we've done work on 32 of those stream miles. And so how do we scale up that work? That means we have another 30 years of work just on high priority stream reaches, not including medium level or low level, but really looking at scaling that up. So strategically planning that out. We're actually meeting this upcoming Thursday to have our next second meeting. And after that, just looking at how we can use that planning to drive funding as well, and go after funding, that IIJA funding, congressionally directed spending that we can use as well. And that helps to drive capacity building. I don't know about you, I know for myself that already I feel myself in a whirlwind. It's busy. I know that these folks are as well. And looking at how we build capacity. And what does that mean? It means training that next generation of restoration professionals. It means getting more students involved, getting more volunteers involved. And so how do we drive that? And we're looking at some innovative ways of involving the college, and also helping to provide housing for seasonal work crews. So climate change can be scary, and species extinction can be scary, and socioeconomic issues that affect this valley are scary. And these things are intertwined, and so that means that our solutions are intertwined as well. And so that's kind of what's driving our strategic planning. And then there's this beautiful photo of wet meadows.